Everyone wants to be strong, but what happens when the weights you carry aren't physical, but they're emotional, mental, and spiritual? That's when you discover the true measure of strength, the strength within. I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative change makers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Welcome, friends. Today we're going to talk about a strength that doesn't show up at the gym or on a weight chart, but it's the one that determines how you face every challenge, every loss, and every opportunity in life. I'm talking about inner strength. Why do you need inner strength? Because life will test us through uncertainty, loss, pressure, and unexpected change. And in today's world, those tests come faster and harder than ever. We live in an age of constant distraction, rapid change, and emotional turbulence. News cycles churn out fear, technology pulls our attention in 1,000 directions, and the demands of daily life can leave us feeling drained. The truth is, the greatest battles we face are not out there in the world, but inside ourselves. Battles of fear, doubt, and discouragement. And the greatest victories also come from within, when we discover a source of strength deeper than circumstances, deeper than emotions, deeper even than our own willpower. Physical power has its place, but in our modern world, the ability to govern your thoughts, emotions, and choices is far more valuable than being able to bench press 500 pounds. With inner strength, you gain resilience, clarity, and peace, no matter what's happening around you. So let's look at 10 ways you can build inner strength. Practical steps paired with timeless spiritual truths. Let's start number 1. Know the source of your strength. Let's begin at the foundation. Inner strength isn't just willpower. It flows from your higher self, the divine spark within you. When you're aligned with that inner light, you tap into a wellspring that doesn't run dry. The more you anchor in this inner center, which is the flame of life within your heart, the less you are shaken by the storms of life. As the ancient Greek maxim says, know thyself, a truth inscribed at the temple of Apollo at Delphi and echoed by Socrates. And Jesus Christ affirmed this same reality when he said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. To know yourself is to recognize that your true strength lies in the divine presence already alive inside of you. And once you know where your strength comes from, the next step is to stop giving it away. That leads us to number 2, complain less. Why? When we complain, we hand over our power. Complaining says, life controls me, not the other way around. Instead, take ownership. If you can change a situation, do it. If you can't, accept it with grace. That's not weakness. It's spiritual mastery. Strength also grows when we train ourselves to complete what we start. And that leads us to number 3. Finish what you start. Completion is a discipline of the soul. Every time you finish what you begin, you strengthen your will. Each unfinished task is like a leak in your inner reservoir. When you honor your commitments, even the small ones, you build a record of victory that reinforces your confidence. And one of the oldest spiritual disciplines that builds this confidence is fasting. Number 4, practice fasting. Fasting, whether from food, media, or distractions, It builds mastery over desire. Gautama Buddha's Four Noble Truths say, life involves suffering. Suffering arises from craving and attachment. Suffering can be ended by eliminating craving. So fasting teaches you that you are more than your cravings, more than your appetites. In spiritual terms, fasting is a reset button. It strengthens your ability to say yes to what uplifts and no to what diminishes you. And speaking of discipline, another way to build strength is to embrace discomfort. A cold shower may seem trivial, but it trains you to endure discomfort without flinching, not to mention the health benefits associated with a cold shower. Life will present far colder waters than what comes out of the faucet. When you learn to stay calm in discomfort, you develop resilience, patience, and equanimity, the qualities of a seasoned soul. To stretch yourself even more, try making growth a daily practice through challenge. Set a 30-day challenge. Commitment over time is where transformation happens, whether it's meditation, prayer, exercise, or creative practice. A 30-day challenge builds stamina of both body and spirit. Each day, you reinforce the truth that growth comes from consistency, not intensity. As you take on challenges, remember, you'll need to encourage yourself along the way. So, number 7, be your own cheerleader. What you say to yourself is more powerful than what anyone else says to you. Negative self-talk drains your energy. Positive self-talk recharges it. Remind yourself daily, I am strong, I am capable, I am connected to the infinite. Speak life into your soul and watch your inner power grow. Along with affirmations, visualization can multiply your strength even further. Number 8, visualize your victory. Imagination is really a spiritual faculty. When you see yourself overcoming obstacles or reaching a specific goal, you're rehearsing your success. Visualization aligns your energy with the reality you seek. Hold the image, feel as if it's already real, and life will meet you at that vibration. And once you see it in your mind, the next step is to practice it in real life. Number 9, practice and prepare. Inner strength is forged in practice. When you rehearse for life's tests, whether through prayer, study, or skill, you develop confidence in your abilities. Practice transforms anxiety into readiness. Remember, every small act of discipline is training for the greater trials ahead. And when you're ready, always push just a little bit beyond what you thought you could do. That's the last step, number 10. Do more than you planned. Going the extra mile builds spiritual momentum. When you stretch beyond your original plan, you strengthen the part of you that refuses to settle for mediocrity. Doing just a little more each time proves to yourself that you are more resilient, more capable, and more committed than you thought. Inner strength, it's like a muscle. You build it by using it. The more you practice these 10 ways, the more unshakable you become. Imagine your life if your inner strength doubled. What fears would fade? What dreams would feel possible? And remember, today's world requires this strength more than ever. We live in times of uncertainty, division, and constant change. Without inner strength, it's easy to be swept away by fear, confusion, or negativity. But with it, you become centered. You become resilient and able to stand in the light of truth even when the world feels dark. True strength doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from the divine presence within you. Anchor yourself there, and you will discover reserves of courage and endurance you never knew you had. In the end, the strongest person in the room isn't the one who can lift the most weight. It's the one who can lift their own spirit, rise after every fall, and shine their light no matter how dark the world becomes. Take a moment this week to choose just one of these 10 ways and practice it daily. Notice how it shifts your energy, your perspective, and your strength. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who might need encouragement today. Together we can help each other grow stronger from the inside out. Thank you for being with me today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget to go to theawakeningnow.com for free bonuses and information on my new book, You Were Born to Be a Christ, but You Were Taught You Are a Sinner. Awaken to who you really are. See you next week.